Welcome to the Lose Your Big Ass Stomach podcast. I'm your host, Jay Jackson, and my mission here is to help you get rid of that big ass stomach and take back control of your health so that you can look and feel your best by being the best version of yourself, mentally and physically, while destroying the mediocre agenda society is trying to brainwash you into, and breaking our families' generational curses of being unhealthy by being a healthy and fit role model. It's time to set a new standard. It's time to set a new standard of living. If you find the podcast helpful, be sure to hit that follow button because that helps us build a movement. Let's go. Guys, I wanted to talk about this idea of the gimmicks versus habits, because I see that a lot of y'all, you reach out to me and you ask me different questions about, hey, what do you think about the carnivore diet? Or, hey, what do you think about if I just started wearing a sauna suit? Would that help me speed up my fat loss? Or, hey, if I did this vegan diet, I think I'm just going to give up all meat to lose this weight. And guys, it's not to say that those things may not work, but those are what I call gimmicks. Gimmicks are what are basically, if you look at it on Google, it's a trick. It's a trick or a device to help you get results. And that doesn't mean that those tricks always work. And that don't mean those tricks are right for you to do. All right, y'all do realize you doing these different diets and some of these different crazy workout routines, like you playing with your health. You're playing with fire. Some of y'all, you already deficient in certain vitamins and essential nutrients, and then you go into some type of a diet like a carnivore diet where you deplete yourself even more. Like, guys, do y'all realize some people end up in the hospital from doing things like keto, from doing things like carnivore diet? These are gimmicks, man. Of course they work for some people. And I want to talk to you. I want to just clear the smoke around all these gimmicks. Even fasting. You can look at fasting as a gimmick. But here's the thing, though. They can all work. But they follow a simple principle. The only way it works is following a simple principle when it comes to dropping body fat in terms of like the nutrition gimmicks. All right, you got the keto, the fasting, the carnivore, all these other ones, right? But if you drop weight doing these diets, the reason you drop weight is because you're in a calorie deficit. That's the only reason you drop weight. I don't give a damn if you're fasting, if you're doing the keto, or whatever it is. The reason you're dropping weight from that diet, if you choose to do that, is because it puts you in a calorie deficit. Like my little brother, he 13, 14 years old, he know that if you cut out eating meat, that your ass probably gonna lose weight because you significantly cut your calorie intake. If you cut out eating carbs, you're not eating no starchy carbs like rice, potatoes, French fries, which is a potato, oatmeal, cornbread, whatever it is. If you cut out all the starchy carbs in your diet, of course you're going to start losing weight. Unless you just start stuffing yourself with protein and fats. That's the only, but most people not go stuff themselves with protein and fats. Same thing with if you do fasting. If you do fasting and you fast for, let's say, 16 hours, and then you have an 8-hour eating window, it's a gimmick of time. That's all it is. It's you basically saying, this is when I'm going to start eating, this when I'm going to stop eating. And if that time frame that you eating, that 8-hour eating window, if you eat less than what you used to eat before you started fasting, yes, you're going to lose weight, guys. This shit is not rocket science. Like, it follows the principle of you eating less, okay? And so if you want to do these diets, you can, but it's not because of the diet. It's because of the principle that the diet is following. See what I'm saying? And so once you understand that, you're like, okay, cool. Well, do I want to do this gimmick just to try something new? Because sometimes that's the reason that people do it. They just want to try something new. But then the other reason that some people do it is because they've tried so much other shit that they just done lost hope. They be like, damn, man, I didn't try this fat burner pill. I didn't try, this workout program over. Man, ain't nothing working. Why ain't nothing working? The reason ain't nothing working is because you still have not understood the principles. And once you understand the principles, you don't have to do the gimmicks. you start to rely on habits. Your habits are going to fall into the principles. All right. And so, for example, y'all hear me talking about if you're not tracking, you're slacking. Y'all hear me say it all the time in my content. The reason I say this is because it's a principle. When you track what you're doing, it helps you notice patterns. If you're not tracking how much you're eating, of course your weight is going to go up and down. Of course you go step on a scale on a Friday and be like, whoa, boy, my weight went down this week. My weight went down this week. And then on Monday, you step on the scale, and then the weight done went back up 3, 4, 5 pounds. And you be all mad, you be like, God damn, how the hell the weight go back up? Well, man, I'm just going to be fat forever. It just ain't going to work. But if you're not tracking, you're not knowing what's causing the weight to go up. What's causing the weight to go down or up. But if you track, not just what you do during the week, but also what you're eating and doing during the weekend, then it's easy. It becomes obvious to be able to look at the weekend and be like, oh, I'm eating some bullshit during the weekend. I'm eating a whole lot of bullshit during the weekend. And I'm drinking a whole lot too. Damn. Because let's say you're tracking, you're like, well, I did have like three beers. Then I was drinking soda during the weekend. Then I did eat that Ben and Jerry's with my kids. Man, I did eat some of my kids' food too. Oh, my boys wanted to go out and I ate with them too. You see how all that shit add up, but you ain't tracking that though. And you just thinking that the world is against you, but you just not tracking. You have to adopt this as a habit. Tracking. All right? And the other principle. Yo, what up? Just wanted to take a quick second to let you know I want to change your life. If you've been listening to the episode and you know that I have what it takes to help you get rid of that big ass stomach and transform your body, and you ready to make them changes in your life, head over to my Instagram @JJacksonOfficial and DM your boy Real Results. And I'll reach out to you and we'll talk about your biggest struggles. We'll talk about the goals that you want to accomplish. And I'll give you some guidance and a game plan on what you need to do next to hit those goals. Again, head over to my Instagram @JJacksonOfficial and DM me the words Real Results. And I'll reach out to you to do what I can to help you. Now let's get back to the episode. Being aware of how much you need to be tracking. Do you know how much you need to eat? That's the principle that allows you to lose weight. Knowing how much you need to eat to start dropping weight. Even other habits. Like, we don't want to be gimmick focused, we want to be habit focused. You don't, guys, believe this or not, getting the body that you want and building muscle in the gym, the shit is super simple. You don't have, I know a lot of trainers, they be doing all this crazy acrobatic stuff on social media, and you see personal trainers doing a lunge and a bicep curl with the lunge with some dumbbells in their hands, and it might look cool. It might look like they doing something. But guys, if you doing some lunges with a 15-pound dumbbell and you curling those dumbbells while you're doing lunges, guys, you're not working your legs like you need to. And so you need heavier dumbbells. You don't need to be doing curls while you're doing lunges because your damn leg's stronger than your arms. So you need to focus on one thing at a time. You probably need some 30s or 40-pound dumbbells with your lunges. And versus when you're doing curls, yeah, you probably need some 15s, 20s, or 25s. But imagine if you going weeks or months thinking that, damn, why the hell I'm not getting no gains on my leg? Why my legs ain't getting better? But you doing lunges with 15-pound dumbbells so you can do some curls with them. This is what some of these trainers be having y'all doing. These are gimmicks. This is not what works. The habit that you need to have is going to the gym, knowing what you go do when you go to the gym, not winging the shit. Knowing exactly what exercise you go do. Knowing how to do those exercises the right way. Knowing how many reps you're going to do. How many sets you're going to do. How much rest time you're going to have. Like, you got to have a habit of having structure with what you're doing. Because if you have a habit of not having structure, you're going to have inconsistent results. Guys, structure breeds consistency. Structure breeds you having less stress. Because if you don't have, just think about other areas of your life. If you're just winging everything that you're doing, of course you go feel like shit is just all going, it's just chaos. Because there ain't no structure to it. I love that movie, John Wick. There was like, the reason we have rules, we have to have rules to keep the wolves out. We have to have these rules. And if anybody if they overstep a rule, what they say? Your ass is excommunicado. They kill your ass. They put a bounty out on a motherfucker. They put a bounty out on John Wick because he killed somebody they weren't supposed to kill. You gotta have rules. The rules keep the wolves out. And so you gotta have rules that you live by in your life too. You can't just wing it, man. If you know you want to look good when you put your clothes on, you want to look good when you take your clothes off, guys, you got to have rules that you live by. You got to have, structure on what you're doing when you hit the gym. You got to, if you know you want to have energy on a daily basis. Some of y'all got kids. Some of y'all running businesses. Some of y'all have very high demanding careers where you have to have energy, right? You got to show it with some charisma and confidence. It's kind of hard to do that when you don't have no energy. And so what that means, you got to have a habit of understanding how to rest effectively. Not just go to sleep whenever you want to, wake up whenever you want to. No. Saying, I need to go to sleep around this time, and then I need to wake up around this time, and then looking at how you feel the next day. If you feel good, you did something right. If you feel like trash, you got to circle back and see what you did the day before that may have caused you to feel tired that morning, or if you didn't get enough sleep. But you won't know if you're not tracking it, right? If you're not sleeping. And so these are habits that we all know we should be doing. Everybody knows that they need to be getting an adequate amount of sleep. Everybody knows that they should be eating better. But if you don't eat better, of course you won't feel better. This is one of the reasons I post, to eat this but don't eat that. Never eat this food. Stop eating that. Because I want you to just start to gain some awareness around the foods that you should eat to start feeling better. Because once you start feeling better, now you be willing to start getting into the gym. But if you ain't feeling good, the last thing you thinking about is going to the gym. Shit, you try to, I notice a lot of times we can get really caught up into our life, what's going on in our life, that we can kind of like sweep under the rug the issues that we're going through. And it don't necessarily mean those issues are getting better, or they're going to go away. A lot of times they get worse. It's like having, a trash can a trash bag, with some food in it in your kitchen, and you just not throwing the damn trash bag out. You just spraying some Febreze around it. You mopping around it. You sweep the floor. You mop the floor. You clean everything else up, and then a couple of weeks go by. You start smelling a foul smell, and then you start noticing gnats and what you call them, fruit flies and shit. You know what the hell going on? How did it get so bad? Because your ass didn't focus on the root problem. The root problem is just take the goddamn trash out the house, and you wouldn't have to worry about all that. And so, guys, same thing with your lifestyle. If you know you don't want your health to get worse, you got to start focusing on the root issues. Eating better, discipline, having the habit of being disciplined. That means doing shit when you don't feel like it. Guys, it's plenty of days I don't feel like going to the gym. There's plenty of days I don't feel like cooking New York strip steak and rice and a vegetable. I don't always feel like doing that, but it's discipline. And another thing is you got to start to. I think self-worth comes from putting in the work. A lot of times we don't start to build that level of self-worth until we've put in the reps. You got to start putting in the reps. So you got to start trying. And then after a certain point, I know for me, after a certain point, if I'm not really getting the results, I start to get a little pissed off. And I start going a little harder because I start to feel like I'm deserving of this, whatever I want to have. I'm worthy of having it because I've been putting in so much time and effort. And so it's like, I'm going to get my results. I'm going to get what I want to out of it. I'm not just going to let all this time and effort go to waste. And so you start to go harder. And then you start to say to yourself, shit, I'm about to start investing in myself because I'm already seeing that I'm willing to put in the time and effort. Maybe what I'm doing, it ain't getting me to where I need to be at. If I knew what to do, I'd be where I want to be at. Now it's time to start investing. Guys, that's how I got to the point where I've invested tens of thousands of dollars in the business coaching programs. I made it a habit of investing in myself. Guys, these are just principles, laws of life. You got to put in the work. Ditch all these gimmicks, man. You could do them if you want to, but just know your life will always be inconsistent. It's going to always be bouncing. And you go find yourself being like, whoa, woe is me. Why is all this happening to me? When you could just focus on the right habits to get you where you want to be at. Because ultimately, where you are right now and where we are right now is a product of what our habits have been over the past couple of weeks and months and days. You see what I'm saying? And if we get to where we want to be at, the only way we're going to get to where we want to be at is if we start to change those habits. If you're not where you want to be at, you got to start changing some of the things you're doing on a daily and weekly basis. All right? Well, other than that, hopefully y'all found this podcast episode helpful. If you did, be sure to hit the follow button. Leave your boy a 5-star rating so we can continue to grow the movement, man. And we out of here. Let's go. Yo, appreciate you for tapping in and listening to the podcast episode today. Hopefully you found it valuable. And if you did and you want to learn more about how I can help you lose the big ass stomach, transform your body, and get your health on point, DM me real results over on Instagram at JJacksonOfficial for more information. And I'll reach back out to you to do what I can to help you hit those health and fitness goals. Let's get it.